Hi everyone. My name is Gianni. It is 11 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. I was getting ready to go to bed, but it is my 1 month since starting tea. I told myself that I was going to make a video to track this project, and I almost went to bed without making that video. So here it is. I should have probably started with a proper introduction video, but since I did not do that, maybe I'll get back around to doing that. It did feel important to nevertheless make this video, one for selfish purposes because I wanted to track my own progress on tea, but more importantly, a lot of medical information surrounding hormone therapy is very much community based, and I wanted to do my part in contributing to that. So if this video is in any way useful to at least one person, then it will have been worth making. You might catch me looking down a little bit. I did take some notes on things I wanted to cover for this video so that it was thorough, so apologize if that happens. I don't plan to edit this video at all, so apologies for that, maybe sometime in the future. Alright, so I am on low dose testosterone. I do one shot weekly of 250 milligrams, and that is on the higher end of low dose testosterone. A lot of people that do low dose testosterone end up going the gel, the androgel direction, which you apply topically daily. Some people do bi-weekly shots and other people do patches. Those options were not offered to me, nor are they really readily available where I am. But I am also happy to be doing the weekly shots because the highs and lows of doing bi-weekly shots, I hear, have kind of unpleasant consequences when you are towards the end of that cycle prior to getting that bi-weekly shot. So that's what I do. I wanted to put that out there early because low dose testosterone means different things to different people. I identify as non-binary, so as of right now, I'm not going the F to M transition, but staying on that low dose testosterone. I do plan to get top surgery. Identify as with they, them pronouns. So that's a little bit about me. Like I said, maybe I'll come back and do a full introduction video of who I am, what my journey has been to get here. So I will follow the path or the process, maybe the steps that other people that have done similar videos do, which is go top to bottom in regards to changes perceived or experienced. In regards to, so starting at the top, in regards to hair, I haven't seen a lot of change there, but that could very well be in part to cutting most of my hair off prior to starting tea. So I have a lot less hair to see if it's been getting super greasy, or more greasy than it had in the past. In regards to face, that has been getting very greasy. Acne is a very real thing. It started popping up almost immediately. It was not pleasant to deal with, but I knew that it was coming, so we dealt with it. I am washing my face at least 3 times a day with cleanser, a super soft cleanser, so the face doesn't dry out too much. And then I'm applying toner and a non-greasy lotion after that. Witch hazel is also really helpful to keep the acne under control and to prevent that extra oiliness to continue coming up. From what I've read, the acne does settle down after your body adjusts to the hormone changes after a few weeks. After a few weeks, or more likely after 3 or 4 months. So we'll see. I'll continue updating on that. Psychologically, there have been some changes, not too abrupt, not too extreme, but they have been perceivable. The first one is I do feel better. I don't know how to be a little bit more specific about that, but generally my day-to-day feels a bit better. I will say that I think a part of that is simply making the decision to start tea. So even prior to the first injection, I just felt a huge weight lifted from acknowledging that this was what I was going to do. Other than that, on the psychological part, I will admit that I feel a little bit more impatient. Not much, and not in a way that I can't control, but I do feel it coming on. I'm just a slightly bit more irritable. It does not present itself in extreme mood swings or super hot tempered in a way that I don't know how to control. But I can just a little bit sense that I'm just a little bit quicker to become impatient, and that could or could not be the tea. It could also be a question of the current state of the world. It is June 2020 as I record this, so I'll leave that there. Hopefully that time frame means something to you. If not, I recommend you Google it to see how the state of the world is. So that could be another major contributing factor to how I've been feeling mentally recently. Moving down a little bit, appetite, it's increased a little bit. I do think that some of that is tea related. In fairness, my appetite was pretty present prior to tea anyway. I'm not somebody that can go many hours without eating, but I have felt that I've been just a little bit more hungry than before. I have felt like I've gained some weight. It's hard to know that exactly. I don't have access to a scale, but my body feels heavier. I also feel just stiffer and tighter. I think that some of that is the tea. I also think that some of that is not working out and not moving my body in ways that I was prior to COVID happening. My gym's been closed for over 3 months, and I haven't been very good about working out at home. So all that can also contribute to some of that stiffness and just, achiness and tightness of the body. But from what I've read and from what others have stated, that that tightness of the body can be an early consequence of tea. Hair growth, not much. Not at all, really. I haven't developed any type of peach fuzz or any hair growth on my legs that wasn't there prior. Voice changes, I don't think so either. Maybe the first week and into the second week of taking tea, I felt a little bit of throat tightness. Like it wasn't a complete sore throat, but just a little bit of a scratchiness to it. That did go away after the second week. And I wanted to think that my voice was changing, but actually earlier today I heard a voice recording of my voice, and it does not sound like it has changed at all during this first month. One of the reasons why I am recording this video is to have evidence of a way to track some of those changes, so we'll see if that comes about. Bottom growth is one thing that people ask about, and it's one thing that, depending on who you ask, you'll get a different answer. I have not experienced any bottom growth at all, or at least none that is perceivable to the eye. There was a little bit of soreness, maybe week 2, week 3, not hugely discomforting at all, but it was there, and after a few days it went away, so that's where that stands. Not much to report there. If something does arise, I'll make sure to mention it in future videos. What I would say is the most perceivable change over the 1 month that has passed is increased gender dysphoria, or otherwise I would call it increased sensitivity to gender dysphoria. And what I mean by that is that gender dysphoria has always been there, but over the past month, it has an experience surrounding gender dysphoria. Sorry about that. I'm not sure if that cut off, but my screen just shut off. So hopefully we are still live and I can post this video, because I really hope I don't have to record it. Gender dysphoria. So experiences surrounding gender dysphoria have just made me a little bit more uncomfortable when they've risen over the past month. An example, an evident, obvious example would be getting misgendered out in public, which was something that would happen before, and I would, just go about my day and it would be fine. But recently, it has just gone under my skin a little bit more. I feel a little bit more reactive to it. I don't like it. It does not feel good, but in ways that are just a little bit more high-end than prior to 1 month ago. And a little bit less obvious example of gender dysphoria rising over the last month has been how I felt and how I've reacted when I've come across more feminine style clothing that I have in my house. So as you can see, I present pretty androgynous, more trans masc leaning, but I do have a handful of feminine like clothing, if you will. So a handful of shirts, maybe some underwear that when I've come across them over the past month, I have literally just had to stop and attend to them and get rid of them, take them away from the closet, put them somewhere, just, literally eliminate them. So I've now have a nice healthy pile of clothing that I need to go donate to the women's shelter. And that's something that it really struck me, the way that I was bothered by those clothes. Like previously they had been there and I just, ignore them, went about my business. I just hadn't gotten around to clearing them out, but that's something that has happened this month, and I do sense that it's a result of the tea over the past month. That is about it, honestly, in regards to changes. There hasn't really felt like there have been a lot. I've been trying to track those and, just be aware of myself and what's going on. So what I just mentioned is where I am. I hope that I can hold myself accountable and do a second video. I will put my Instagram, a new Instagram that I created for the purposes of just tracking progress. If anybody has any questions, please feel free to reach me on that Instagram handle or leave comments on the YouTube page. I will do my best to get back to those, address those if there are any questions, and maybe I'll even get around to making a proper introduction video prior to a month 2 update. So that's it. Signing out. Hope everybody has a good night. Thanks. Bye.